God is a rewarder, and money is the least of his rewards. Pastor Neil shared with me on Wednesday, he said, I want you to listen to this prayer. And he had a recording of a prayer from a church, the prayer that they pray at offering time. And I guess it was sort of a recital, and the whole church is quoting this recital of this prayer. And you can find it online. You can look it up. Just look up these words, and you'll see it. In this prayer, before they give the offering, they're saying, we're praying for jobs and better jobs, and bonuses and raises, and estates and inheritances, and favorable settlements, and interests and income, and rebates and returns, and checks in the mail, and gifts and surprises, and finding money, and debts paid off, and expenses decreased, and blessings and increase. And this was their prayer over and over for God to give me money, 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 money. Look, there's a gospel that's going around. It's called a prosperity gospel. And the way they view their relationship with God is their relationship with God is good if money's flowing. And listen, that is not the gospel of the Bible. I remember Peter and maybe Silas, I don't remember, but they're walking along and there was a blind man there, and the blind man asked for some money. And here was two men of tremendous faith who said, silver and gold have I zero. Well, they must have been wrong with God. They must have really been out of God's will. No, they were exactly in God's will. I'm learning as I get older that money is the least of God's blessings. For some, the reward they want from God is not God so much. They want a banker or a rich uncle. But you know what God gives? He's able to give a sound mind. Isn't that a blessing? He's able to give peaceful sleep. He's able to give you a gospel influence at work. He's able to bless you with a Christ-honoring marriage. You young people that are here under the sound of my voice, don't you seek after money. Ask God to give you a good spouse that loves the Lord. How much is that worth? You know, another blessing of the Lord is to know that our children walk in truth. Isn't that a blessing? Another blessing that comes from God is the opportunity to serve. What I'm saying is when I mention that God is a rewarder, don't fall into this cultural trap that the reward from God is some kind of financial boon. Oh, God is a rewarder, but money is the least of his rewards. It's the simplest of them. God indeed is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.